My name is SHONTÉ. I am a mother and a wife, and I am a business owner. I own a daycare. Being a child was rough. I was raised part of my life by my mom, and then my grandmother stepped in to raise me, I would say from maybe the age of 12 on. But my mom was a functional crackhead, and my grandmother was a functional alcoholic. So I pretty much raised myself. Times were rough. There were times when I was hungry, not only myself, but my 3 little brothers. And I was a mother from very early on. I would pray that the school didn't suspect anything. We had times when, ACS would come and visit, and my mom would always show up, but I knew how to clean the house, how to make things look presentable, and make sure that we had Vaseline and we were clean, and I pressed our clothes. And so they would never take us. They would just tell her that she needed to get her stuff together and threaten her. I had a very abusive stepfather who would basically, for lack of a better term, he would kick her behind, and then he would kick my behind too. And so this is what I look forward to like every weekend, every Saturday morning. I would have to stand in a position called horse stance with the Bible on my head. And every time the Bible would fall, because you can't stay like that for so long, I would get lashes. And then I would have to do lotus position. But these things aren't difficult. It's just he would put a Bible on my head. And so every time I would fall, and at this point I'm trembling, I might have urinated on myself, defecated on myself, he would have no mercy. I would get a spanking. And the way he would seal it was by putting me in a bath of hot steaming water. And I don't know if that was to seal marks or what it was. And when I got in the tub, I would defecate on myself and I would vomit because the water was so hot. So as far as the worst day of my life, they were all equally terrible. I went to college to find my husband because I knew what I wanted. I wanted to be married. I wanted that security. I wanted to have children. And so John came at a time where I was just realizing how important it was to have a relationship with the Lord. That wasn't his lifestyle. So it's almost as if I had a choice to make. Do I have fun with this new guy who I'm really into, or do I continue to go hard for the Lord, even though I didn't really know what that entailed at the time? Basically, John and I had a conversation one day. I just got baptized. There's certain things we can't do. If you want to be with me, then this is what it's going to take. So he's like, I don't really believe in all of that. But he wound up calling back and saying it's not a big deal. And I was like, okay. I'm gonna share one defining moment, but this is me, I guess maybe 10 years ago, married with children. I had a spiritual mom at the time that I didn't appreciate because to me, she was extra. And she never asked if she could be my spiritual mom, but today I realize that's who she was to me at the time. She went so hard for God. I didn't understand it, and it used to make me sick. One evening I had a situation, and I just found myself in my bathroom, which was my sanctuary at the time, and I was just crying out to the Lord. And I was having issues in my marriage. I was having issues with my oldest child in school, and I was like, I really can't do this by myself anymore. I said, I really need help, Lord. And if you're real and if you're there, I remember sobbing. And I said, I commit everything to you. I commit everything to you. Have your way. I need you to teach me how to go through these things. And as I'm on my knees crying and praying, I was like, oh, I just committed everything to the Lord. Like, I never thought I could do that. And I was like, basically kind of like, I felt liberated, like, oh, I got it. Like, I get it now. I get it. It does take all of this and then some. My scripture that I shared for my baptism second time around at Bethel was Jeremiah 29:11. And we all know, for I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord, plans to give you hope in a future. Not to harm you, but to give you hope in the future. 4 people chose that scripture on the same day that we all got baptized. But what it meant for me was that as a child, I never thought that it was anything special about me. And I never questioned God because I felt like his hand was just always, he was always there. And everything that I went through, it wasn't really for me, because I've been able to speak into other young people's lives. I've been able to encourage, I've been able to help. So I realized that it wasn't just for me, and I never questioned him. I never questioned, why me, God? I just went through it. I had issues with self-esteem and rejection and feeling inadequate. When I really read that scripture, it's like he still had a plan for even me. That God he still chose me. He still said, I want you, Shonté. I choose you, and I have plans for you. And I'm grateful. My name is Shonté, and I am a woman of Adonai.